Oh, boy. Get on over and follow endymion, because the man gets the info. Oh, man, tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. But please, endymion, do not have more details, more info on them going woke. Please do not have more proof of them going woke. Oh, Lord. Oh, man.
Hey, it's endymion.
What's up, man?
Talk more about Grand Theft Auto 6 and how a lot of things I reported on the game are starting to come out and reinforce just how Rockstar is nothing like they used to be. Beyond this, their Sony news.
See, here's the thing. I remember when the trailer first dropped. I don't even think I said anything in my reaction. I don't think I did. I have to go back and see it. But I remember when I saw it, as soon as I saw the woman of color being the focus, and her, with her kicking in the door first at the end, with her walking in front of him, she's leading the couple. Okay. So, one of the whole ESG DEI things is you have to have women women or women of color in a position of power and leadership, with the lead of something. And I don't think I said anything when I first saw the trailer, but I knew people would. So I saved my reservation because I'm just kind of like, well, just because it appears to be partially a female lead, like both of them could be the lead, but it could be kind of leading with her. It's like, it doesn't mean it's going to be woke. We'll see when the game finally comes out. However, plenty of people were on top of it. They was on it like white on rice. They was like, but then it's like the half of the fandom's like, nah, they always make fun of both sides. It'll be all right. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. But then there's a lot of the fans that are just like me. They're like, we see what's going on, but it may not, but we be what we think it is. But at the same time, there's several companies that have gone woke that we never thought were going to go woke. So, I mean, look what Jaguar just did. I would have never thought Jaguar would have did that. And did you see them cars? Those cars are horrible. Didn't think Bud Light would, right? So it's, you just don't know. We won't know until it truly happens. But with these hints and the things and the info he's compiled, I will not be shocked when it does, and I won't be buying it. Trust me on that.
Well, and based on my sources, there might be a very big Elden Ring size reason why their stocks are soaring the way that they are right now. Mm-hmm. Also, Francesco Solbach helped me yet again with the info provided, so give him a follow on Twitter if you don't mind. He does good work, and Francesco and I will also be live streaming the game.
I think I already followed him
as well, so if you want to see that live with us, come hang out. Firstly, GTA 6, we all know this game is coming, and when it does, it's going to make more money than God. GTA sells no matter what. Pretty much the biggest gaming IP in the world, and it eclipses everything around it. GTA was always home to the most...
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of people that's going to buy it that don't understand even what the whole woke mind virus is and what it's doing to people. They just kind of play games from time to time. They love GTA. It's like, oh, new one's coming out. Oh, let me get that. Like, they hear woke from time to time, but they don't even really know about it. But what's interesting is, but what happened with the election shows you more people are understanding what the woke mind virus is and what it's doing to people with that landslide victory that Trump had. A lot of people are just tired of it. And the whole country showed out to let you know they're tired of it. So, and people have been boycotting these games. People have been boycotting these companies. More people know about woke and are irritated by it than you may think. It'll probably, yes, still make money. But you never know. There could be enough of YouTubers and other people out there talking about this and exposing things to the point to where when it does come out, it could flop. something could flop that you never think would flop. You'd have thought that a game with the Justice League and the Suicide Squad in it was never flopped. The names are too big. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all of them in it. And what? The same people that made the Arkham series? I mean, there's no way it's going to flop. It's not. Like, even if it's woke or effed up, people are going to buy it based on the Arkham series. Look what happened. You don't know.
And funny depictions of every culture as well. In a lot of ways, I compare GTA as a franchise to be very similar to something like South Park. Just a no-holds bare-knuckle way of looking at everyone. Nobody was safe from the criticisms or parodies by GTA or something like South Park. And this is what makes these franchises so beloved. While both of them were usually rated M for mature, their hands were rated E for everyone when it comes to catching strays. So it pains me to see GTA going out of its way to apparently become more inclusive when what the world needs right now is the most base GTA to ever exist in the series yet to make a statement. So, what the hell has happened now? Well, it all starts with Jason Schreier of Bloomberg. Someone who really doesn't like me and has claimed people like me are not good for journalism, even though, unlike him at least, I'm actually telling you things without washing away the dirt around it like he does. Thankfully, other sites caught wind of his story, so here's comicbook.com with their article referencing Bloomberg's titled, Rockstar Games reportedly asked GTA 6 writers to be less crude towards transgender people and other minorities. As I live and breathe, it is really hilarious when I get vindicated like this. In case you didn't...
I saw some people in the comments talking about that, saying that was not woke. Come on now. We've seen the recent sensitivities of people. You can't joke about this. You can't joke about that. It's all wound up in this whole woke movement. Come on now. We all know that. Okay, we've seen what has happened to comedy. Comedians being attacked. They can't make certain jokes. Come on now. That wasn't woke. I'm toning it down. Yeah, right.
Watch my previous GTA video. I exposed how the entirety of Rockstar is riddled with DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. They also force DEI training programs specifically on white developers almost exclusively. There's a course every white dev at Rockstar must take and pass called Unconscious Bias. That is meant...
By the way, for those of you that don't listen, I have played Red Dead Redemption 2. I played like either once or twice. I think it's actually online. Just look up Tyrone Magnus, Red Dead Redemption 2. Whatever live stream I did or streams I did should show up. You can watch that. I'll probably return, you know what I'm saying? Because so many people rave about it that, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see if I truly get into it. Like I said, I think something else came out and I just started playing that while I was playing that. I realized how involved and detailed it was when I first started playing. I was like, this is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I'm not into Westerns, but like I said, I'm not into Mad Max either, but, with the stanky, dirty future. But I loved Fallout 4. Loved it. So I could end up loving that. Well, we'll see. I'll play it when I get ready, though.
Mandated by Rockstar onto these white employees specifically, effectively to beat the so-called internal racism that has been socially implemented into them. So it's really no surprise that now, after I release all of that information in my previous video, that Bloomberg now comes out and confirms that, oh, by the way, GTA can't punch down anymore because it's problematic. This is like South Park being told that they can't make jokes about Kenny dying or calling Kyle a Jew. This politically correct nonsense, it ruins everything that it touches. It's a big reason why I barely go to the movies anymore or watch the majority of TV that comes out. I'm just really sick of this PC, we gotta sand off all the edges so nobody gets hurt mentality.
Yeah.
The Bloomberg article stated, Rockstar is asking its writers to be less crude towards transgender people and other minorities. The common targets of throwaway gags in previous versions.
And other minorities, that means all other non-white characters, and it means women. Remember that.
6 is just PR talk for
Because
everyone who
women are
isn't white
considered
who want to be
minorities
targeted.
in
Great.
certain
I
circles.
fully expect white people to almost exclusively be presented as fumbling fools for the entirety of GTA 6. I expect lots of incompetent white guys being weak while everyone who isn't white is suddenly amazing and full of...
See, here's my thing. I know that in our history here in the United States, that we have made fun of other minorities for a long, for a while. It happened. Black people were made fun of. Asians were made fun of. All the other races that were non-white were made fun of. White people even made fun of themselves. But, they really, So it's almost like in entertainment, there's this whole pendulum swinging back. And it's like, okay, so just do this, that, and the third. The white people, let's do what they did to us. But the whole thing is, aren't we supposed to just learn from the mistakes of the past and move forward with correction in the future? So it's not like, okay, white people, you did this. Now we're going to get you back. Why can't it just be, let's raise everyone. Let's raise all ships. Let's elevate everyone. We can still have fun, make fun of each other, make fun of everybody. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to demean people. We're not going to make you look like an animal or less than human or less than this race or less than this sex. We're just going to have fun with this. We made GTA 6. We're going to crack on everybody, but nothing is going to take us back to the 1940s. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they don't want to do that. It's like they just want to. It's weird. It's like in politics. It's like they just want to keep us at each other's necks. You know what I'm saying? I remember when, the Little Mermaid came out or was coming out, and I think that a lot of black people that didn't know what was really going on with it, they're just like, well, so what? You know what I mean? So what? Like in this, you would see memes of like, okay, they got the Little Mermaid. Wait till they see what we do with this character. It's like they didn't really get what was going on with what was, you know what I mean? And it's almost like, yeah, y'all did this, white folks, so now we getting y'all back. Now we taking y'all characters. Now it's like, no, that's not what's going on with the, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't know. I think it's just ridiculous. Okay, I think we have fun with each other, have comedy, while respecting each other too. You know what I'm saying? But it's whatever. All this extra sensitivity.
Bias. Thankfully, Francesco has access to Bloomberg, so he sent some of Jason's article. Most of it is your typical stuff.
Like I feel like whoever writes a lot of this stuff, it's like, I don't feel safe. They say stuff like that. I'll never say that. Okay, you're never gonna hear me walk in someplace or talk to someone and say, I don't feel safe. Like there's this, man, this super sensitivity that is being bred into people now, man. Like, listen, never mind. I'm going to go on a rant.
Stating that GTA
never get through this video.
5 million units, made over $9 billion for Take-Two, and expectations are, of course, very high for the game. Jason also says in his report, Rockstar, a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporating, has revealed little about GTA 6, other than a fall 2025 release date. Since the announcement of a teaser trailer for the game in late 2023, shares of the parent company have risen more than 30%. The trailer, which has topped 200 million views on YouTube, shows the game is set in a fictional version of Miami.
Figure that more than that.
Bloomberg News has reported that GTA 6 will star a pair of playable characters, a man and woman, inspired by the criminal duo Bonnie and Clyde, and that Rockstar is asking its writers to be less crude towards transgender people and other minorities, the common targets of throwaway gags in previous versions. There it is. Damn, hate to see it confirmed like that. What a waste, man. Get ready for Grand Theft Auto Game Journalist Approved Edition in the near future. I doubt this will go over well with the player base at all. This next part may raise an eyebrow, though. Development of GTA 6 began a decade ago, but only started in earnest after Rockstar's last major release, 2018's Red Dead Redemption 2. That project pushed the development team to the brink, requiring late hours and creating a culture of tension and aggression. Seeking to improve its workplace culture, the company ousted several executives and promised a more reasonable schedule. But a
Hmm.
massive hack in 2022 complicated things, leading Rockstar to clamp down on remote work and direct
But
employees.
I do believe programmers should be treated right. This whole crunch thing, the stress that they put on, the extra hours, all that needs to go, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not for over stressing and overworking people. I never have been. And I've worked in industries where we were, so I totally understand it and get it.
To return to the office 5 days a week, rankling staff. There's that part there. The company ousted several executives to fix its culture. That doesn't sit right with me at all. They are absolutely referring to Dan Houser, Laszlo Jones, and Michael Unsworth in this part of the article. And this is what I am trying to warn people about, that this is bad news for Rockstar. The entire departure of Dan Houser specifically has always been weird because the guy founded Rockstar with his brother. And every
Hmm.
single game that Rockstar has made was written by Dan Houser. So if you like
Oh, okay.
characters like CJ, Big Smoke, Michael, Franklin, John Marston, or Arthur Morgan, yeah, you got Dan Houser to thank for these characters and their stories.
Okay.
The guy clearly knows what he's doing when it comes to game development, as he has helped create the biggest IP in the world, and it's not even close. So having Jason Schreier of all people, who works at Bloomberg, a company that openly advocates for DEI and bathes their morals in wokeness, to confidently state that Dan Houser did not leave of his own reasons but was forced out, is Jason Schreier unironically confirming what me and Francesco were talking about before. The DEI training, the unconscious bias certificates, now the whole GTA will not punch down or up or whatever to trans people or minorities. It's all symptoms of the realization that Rockstar as a whole is completely and utterly infested with the same DEI that runs through Bloomberg's veins as well. I actually can't believe that Jason Schreier would just admit this so openly, because he doesn't seem to realize that he just confirmed what we have found to be 100% true already. Rockstar is becoming softer, less crude, and erasing its so called frat boy culture, and these are not just random things that have just happened out of nowhere. This has all come to pass for one simple reason. Rockstar has officially been taken over by radical woke freaks, and there's no denying this anymore. My anticipation for GTA 6 was always going to be met with skepticism because any game that gets announced or released these days, I don't really have 100% faith in unless it's from software, I guess. And I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if the main female character in GTA 6, whose name is Lucia or Lucia, I don't know, whatever, can't be put into a bathing suit either in game or something. Because we all know that the main male character can likely be put into anything that you want him to wear. But Lucia, I have big doubts considering how this new leadership has hijacked the entire studio the way that they have. I mean, the writing was on the wall. In 2022, Jason also had an article from Bloomberg about GTA titled, Rockstar Games cleans up its frat boy culture and Grand Theft Auto 2. With a new tone at Rockstar Games and a change in creative direction, Grand Theft Auto 6 will probably feel very different from its predecessor. With the added context of what we now know, this 2022 headline it reads more like a tombstone
See, I want more of what we had.
than an article. A new tone and change in direction? Yeah, none of this sounds good, dude. Like, come on,
Good
listen to
Lord.
this. In the summer of 2020, after a police officer killed George Floyd, Rockstar Games quietly shelved a mode of play it had planned to release for its Grand Theft Auto online game. Called Cops and Crooks, the mode was a twist on the children's game where players organized into teams of good guys and bad guys, but seemed especially tone deaf during the global reckoning over police violence. Senior executives at the company, concerned
But
about how the narrative might be interpreted during a time of heightened skepticism and mistrust of American police, put it aside. They still haven't made plans to bring it back, according to people familiar with development. Am I taking crazy pills here? So you're telling me the same game that lets players go buck wild and just mass murder anyone and everything they see with machine guns, rocket launchers, grenades, a baseball bat, running people over, the whole 9 yards, got rid of a mode that allows players to take the side of law enforcement, and this is bad when the default characters you play in GTA, or really any of them, are all by and large career criminals who have all done terrible things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They keep confirming the quiet parts out loud. The whole George Floyd thing, that did change a lot of stuff in the culture of America. I reported a few months back, by the way, that it was also around this time that Ubisoft forced Yasuke into Assassin's Creed Shadows when George
Mm-hmm.
Floyd died to get virtue signaling points and support from Black Lives Matter. Maybe
Some people say Yasuke, the way they designed him, he actually looks like George Floyd.
GTA can't write parodies anymore of the real world because the actual space in which we live is already a parody itself. Because the old Rockstar would release any and all content, and if people push back, they would say it's a video game, get over it, and that would be the end of it, and then that's all that would happen. You're never playing these savior types in GTA, guys. Come on, it's literally called Grand Theft Auto. It's named after an actual charge that can be placed against a suspect in real life.
Yeah.
This push to de-weaponize and ruin GTA has been done by nobody but activists for their own personal reasons. Although in Jason's new article, it would be nice of him to at least comment that his story about Rockstar being nicer to trans people is definitely tied to the whole unconscious bias courses that me and Francesco found.
It feels
but
like
he won't,
it.
of course, because he refuses to believe anyone outside of his circle that can do the same job that he does. And by legitimizing someone like me and others, it gives us power in his eyes. This is why old legacy media is dying. They're purposely rejecting where things are going while keeping one foot in the ideological grave no matter the cost to themselves. I genuinely can't believe that GTA's new higher-ups thought it was a good idea to confirm that they are going to de-weaponize GTA's political commentary, which is easily one of GTA's biggest strengths. Unreal, dude. Actual clown show over there. And admitting that they forced out Dan Houser, man. These activists are getting bolder, dude. I don't think anyone believes that GTA 6 will underperform. It won't. It's going to sell like hotcakes no matter what. But my other big worry is that the DEI agenda-filled weirdos will use GTA 6 performing...
It's one of those things like Star Wars. You know it's going to make money, or you used to know it was going to make money. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep going with it, you will absolutely destroy the franchise. So, yeah, it's like, yeah, and then Last Jedi, yeah, it's like they made money and stuff, but it was on decline.
Exceptionally well, as some sort of rallying cry that wokeness can now lead to massive success. But they'll fail to mention that it's a victory that came at the cost of the people who actually made the skeleton of the game and the writing work that are being the ones that are forced out and having yet another franchise get hijacked the same way that Dragon Age was. The battle of GTA 6 is just starting, fellas, but that's where we're at right now. I just can't believe that Jason Schreier would confirm that Rockstar activists forced out the creators. Good lord, dude. Now, let's move on to Sony. So this is really interesting. So between December 9th and December 10th, Sony's stock share prices suddenly just blew up to astronomical levels. Like here, look at this. Here's Sony's stock prices ranging from the early 2000s to obviously right now in 2024. As you can see, it's very easy to tell that Sony's stock has reached the heights of its PS2 golden era. What the hell is happening, you may be wondering? Well, in case you forgot, Sony has been very vocal that they want to acquire Kadokawa, which owns studios like From Software's like Chunsoft, as well as a whole load of anime. My guess is while yes, Sony obviously would want people like From Software's.
I wanted to hear what was going on with GTA 6. Get on over. Subscribe to him. Let the man know I sent you. What do you think about this? Do you think that GTA 6 will be woke or not?